And welcome back to Zulisian's Let's Play the Division 2 in 2026. Obviously it's not the usual thing to be playing a game as old as this as a Let's Play series, because I think everyone that knows about this game will already know how to play it. But if any of you don't know about it, it's really valid to be playing this game. It's so good, and it's got a lot of life left in it. Anyway, we left off being told that we need to start a mission to rescue Eleanor Sawyer, Odessa's daughter. And the start of the story mode mission is quite nice. It's quite an impressive explosion, cinematic. Your camera pans up to look at it, and you just pick off a couple of enemies sat outside. Finally, some fantastic, top level aim there, as you can see. Totally not being sarcastic at myself. So we're going to head down. There's already an ammo box to start the mission, so you can see you're not going to run out of ammo, guys. I've paused it here for you. Down that corridor where the arrow's pointing to the right, there is a man on the floor. He's dead. There's a key in his pocket, and it will open a door later on at the very end of the mission. Well, I say at the very end, near the end. I'm going to kill this room. There are quite a lot of enemies in here. There's a lot of things that can explode and cause like viral damage, which causes damage straight to health. It ignores armor, obviously. And there are some explosive tanks, I think, as well. I can't remember. The red thing on the wall is an electricity explosive thing that sort of shocks people in the vicinity. And there's an immediate fight after this room. I'm just going to put this armor piece on because it's better than what I've currently got. And as you can see, when you're changing armor pieces, you'll see my armor bar goes up and down, and it goes down when I change to a lower armor or I level up, because obviously your armor values change in that respect as well. So I've set my drone to target the person on the turret. The yellow guy you saw is the boss. He's gone up in the lift, and there's quite a bit of nice continuity there because we will be coming down that lift later on. And I quite like continuity like that because it just shows the way the level is designed. It is designed with that in mind. They will punch you, the enemies, and they are quite strong. If you punch them back, you won't do any damage to them. So, there is a shotgun that can one-hit enemies that are red and purple. However, it activates so little, it's not worth it, in my opinion. Anyway, we're going to zoom past this little area, which I love the level design. There's a little crate in this little toilet, which always offers guns. I'm not going to say it's going to be amazing loot, but it's there, If it's there, you might as well open it, especially on your ranking up journey. A couple of guys spawn here. Again, you'll always know there's a spawn happening. You've got your threat indicator on the mini-map, so you can be prepared. Later in the game, there is a mechanic where you can turn off the threat indicator called Fog of War. And what that means is you get a buff to your XP while playing with that on, but you lose the ability to know when people are spawning. But given that you'll learn the game, it's worth it. Over here we've got a room full of people. Now I like to have the height and cover advantage, especially given I'm a hardcore character. I don't want to die. And I'm using my drone to attack the people on the back row that are at the same height as me. I'm also keeping an eye on my threat indicator just to make sure no one sneaks up behind me to my right, because there is a doorway there. And I'm also using the environment around. So, for example, blowing up that gas canister really helped, because when those enemies were set on fire, they don't just get back in cover. They're dancing around screaming that they're on fire. Not a lovely thought, but it is what it is. A couple more enemies to pick off here. Sometimes when they're on turrets, you kind of have to be a bit more careful with your aim, because the turret can block bullets. But it's another simple area. You wouldn't be fighting these enemies with an SMG, realistically. That's aimed at Kelso, blowing up some floors above me. Not really sure why. We've picked off all those. We're going to go upstairs in the lift. The lift is a safe zone, so your gun gets put away. You open up the lift in dramatic fashion, and again, another ammo box. They are absolutely everywhere. You're not going to run out of ammo unless you're not paying attention to your ammo. So we're going to pick off the guys in this room. It is move through, sweep, move through, sweep. I do hope that when Division 3 starts to rear its ugly head and in the beta and whatnot, we can give feedback. I'm hoping that missions like this are a little bit more spicy, in the sense that spawns are less predictable. Because I think learning spawns gives you it becomes a bit autonomous, and yes, it's easier to grind, but then it's sort of, where's the threat? And it would also be nice to see enemies backing up, you know, bringing up back up from behind you where you've just come from, that you've cleared, because that adds another depth to the attack that you're initiating on this faction. These are the hyenas. So I'm clearing this little area as well. There's only 3 or 4 that spawn here. A lot of explosive little areas that help as well. This is the area with the secret key door. So we're going to pick these 2 guys off, and there is the key door. So that red marker there, it would be green if you had the key. I didn't pick the key up. Well done me. It's not really going to hurt me, but you know, loot is loot. Pick it up. So we're going to head over to the the roof now, which is the boss fight. We've done the main part of this mission. Now it does seem quite short, but we have to remember that, you know, overall this is the first mission. It's an introduction to the game, but also it's on the absolute lowest difficulty you could imagine. It's on story mode. Things get a little bit more chaotic as you go through the game, and there's that wider range of builds that, you know, there's not really one way of doing things. I did just point at a container before jumping over into this area. That's Kelso. And that container has a key symbol on the map, and basically it's hyena key is a loot drop you can get from bosses and hyenas, I think. But also you can find them in the sewer system on the walls, just like in Division 1. And I think you get them from season passes as well still. So we're going to start the boss room. We are going to have our drone out to take a bit of aggro off of myself. I don't want the enemies targeting me if I can avoid it. I will be focusing the drone on the boss when he spawns. He hasn't spawned yet. You'll know when he's spawned because a boss is an elite named, and their health bar will appear on your screen next to your minimap. Now the reason my minimap is not quite in the top left corner is, so there's Saint, you can see his health bar has popped up. The reason my minimap isn't in the top corner on the left and is sort of floating between the middle is because I tend to play the game when I'm not recording with a pop-out video. So it could be YouTube, it could be Netflix, Sky, whatever I've got playing in the background. I'll have a pop-out video there, and I can watch a video while I'm playing on the same screen, and it just allows me to chill. You can shoot grenades out of the sky. Clearly my aim was just absolutely that of a slug, a blind slug maybe, I'm not sure. It is much easier when you can spray it with an AR. I do find rifles are a little bit more unforgiving in that sense, and once you miss a shot you tend to miss loads more in a row. We're on the last guy, so we're just going to grab a couple of stuff off the floor. I really don't know why I'm picking these up. They're not going to be used. Realistically, you should always be using some sort of gear set type thing. The green stuff, basically. And eventually it'll become blue, I think, and then it becomes purple. And then obviously you start unlocking the yellow, the red, and the green. There's the daughter. We've saved her. I am shooting her, but don't worry, she's unable to be killed. She also has a ton of peas in there. I mean, if it's the end of the world and it's the apocalypse, I don't want to survive on peas, you know. Oof. Anyway, I'm going to have some fun on this turret. You get 2 spawns here, one to the right, one to the left, one lower down, one up. The ones that spawn on the left are a little bit more annoying. They end up getting suppressed. So I'm going to tap the door while I wait for him to pop up. He's about to pop his head up, so I'm going to finish him off. Then I'm going to finish off the door health. This door is really annoying. If you go on this mission on heroic, the door health has scaling health, which means it can take you 50 million years to kill the door, especially if you're not a DPS build. So just be mindful of that. There's the mission done. We got XP for the mission. We got a proficiency cache, which gives us loot in our inventory, and I can now teleport back to the theatre because I've already been there to make it easier and to start the next cutscene.
It's worse than ever, Odessa. We're barely holding things together. What am I supposed to do?
There I am, silent, looking ominous in the background, like I shouldn't be allowed in the theatre settlement. Probably scaring everyone. It is what it is.
It's not about that. I know it isn't. But if we fail, right.
So as you can see, this lady that we've just saved, her daughter, is still a miserable cow, just a little bit less miserable than before. I guess maybe she needs her husband saving too. I don't know. I don't really know how we cheer her up. I'm pretty certain she gets a little bit happier as you finish off building the theatre. So you might see her smile at some point in the future.
She said you did your part. I won't forget it.
It's almost like it's setting a scene/tone of like there's always a mistrust from every character that you're meeting and working for as a Division agent, and that mistrust is deliberate in the story. We haven't unlocked a lot of the story, and obviously I haven't gone through Division 1 with you, but the Division agents have failed in the past, and some of them have turned into rogue agents, and there's obviously that has caused massive problems for the general public trying to survive, because rogue agents are extremely dangerous. So our next mission is the Jefferson Trade Center, and that will allow us to unlock our second skill. We are going to head over to the Jefferson Trade Center. There are little shortcuts in the theatre settlement, like these little zip lines, so unlock them. While walking to the trade center, I did find a safe house. It's always denoted by a circular orange, an orange circle. I don't know where that radio's come from. But yeah, there's always an orange circle. When you're starting out your character, especially brand new, loot everything, even those loot boxes in the sky. There is a way up there, because you are going to need these materials. So loot everything. You can have a button on your mouse, like a macro button on your mouse, just to press it while you're walking. You only got to have an extra key for it. So I've unlocked the safe house. We've got a salvage place so you can sell items. I wouldn't tend to sell items very often. We have this man here. You might not see him when you play in the future. I don't know if he's staying around. There's an event right now where we've got these true sons that are committing treason basically and coming over to our side, which I quite like, to be fair. They're a little bit annoying. They're AI, and AI aren't they don't always do what they're meant to do, but they do revive you, so that's always a benefit. So there's your matchmaking station. You can matchmake with absolutely anyone in that area. You can do the whole world, you can do that area. This is my stash. Now, because I had a hardcore character previously, very long time ago, it has items in it. And whatever items were in the cache were saved. As you can see, didn't have a lot in there. Most of my hardcore character died with everything that I used. I'm tending to be a one build person. I'm going to open up the drive then. This unlocks the area and shows me more of sort of activities. It shows me the SHD caches that we mentioned in episode 1. And shows me control points now. Now, control points are quite useful because they're another teleport zone, they're another safe zone, and they always have a loot room. The higher difficulty you kill the faction that currently control it, the more higher ranking loot you'll attain from the chest. So I've gone over to Jefferson. I did have to walk there because I've not been there before. So we've gone over to Jefferson Trade Center, and we're going to go and reactivate the Isaac node. Now, Isaac is that computer that talks to us through the watch. He is the one that allows us to use our skills. We need Isaac online properly. So we're going to kill off these guys now. Thanks to my threat indicator, I could see that guy was over there in the corner behind me, and could have caused me a little of a problem if I wasn't paying attention. We pick off all these guys to start with. I've just popped that rusher's weak point, and that obviously made him get disorientated, because those rushers have a disorientate effect if you blow it up. Obviously, if they blow up close to you, you will be disorientated yourself. Now I'm going to pop that on. 30% headshot damage. Never going to say no to that. That's always a benefit, even at this level. I think it makes my headshots jump up by 100, which is useful. And you will constantly need to remember to keep upgrading your gear, because as you're ranking up, very quickly you feel that loss of damage and armor very quickly. So I've cleared out the room pretty much. Most of these enemies aren't very special. They don't really do much. There is one that has a remote control car feature. You'll always know if an enemy has a special ability because the symbol next to their rank. So this guy's at level 3, and next to him he's got that little special symbol. That means he can do something more than just shoot at you.
Hostile radio intercepted.
We're under attack!
And there is his weak point behind him. The little bagger shot as he was on the floor. These two, obviously they don't have any special abilities. They might throw a grenade and rush you, but they tend to be pretty chill. That's a sniper. Again, sometimes snipers have special abilities, like a little drone or a little mini car that can blow up, little things like that. But it's quite routine killing those guys. They need to be in cover. Now don't get used to this if you end up playing the game for the first time. Don't get used to staying out of cover like this, because when you start using higher difficulties, this is just a death sentence. So what I've just seen there is a symbol of a man creating a remote control car. So I know to keep an eye on my directional indicator. As you can see to my right, it's now getting bigger and bigger. And there it is. And it's nice to have that awareness. Not only can I hear the car coming, but I can see the threat getting bigger and bigger on my mini-map, which is very useful. And it goes away as I move back from the enemy. So grenades in this game are quite useful for pulling people out of cover. It does do damage, and some of them do special effects. You can freeze an enemy on a spot. You can EMP an enemy, which is really good for the Black Tusk robot things. I'm using a second grenade now. Normally you don't often kill them with grenades because they move out of the way, but it moves them out of the way so you can kill them. So it's still useful. I would say use your grenades to flank people is what I tend to do. So I'm going to swap over to my new SMG because my old one's a level 1 and this one just has a bigger mag. The damage is good. The RPM's a little bit slow, but it doesn't matter. It's gonna do what I needed to do. I found a loot bag here with steel and titanium, I think. I'm just going to clear out this little garage area. It's not really much point slowing down for this bit. And that was a checkpoint. So you'll get checkpoints and story missions, and right up to a certain level. I think heroic, you get limited checkpoints, and legendary, you don't get any except the boss room. So here we are, we're in the Isaac room. I've just used my watch to open the door. These are all the servers which are off. There's a loot crate for guns. Always a weapon in there. Don't know what I'm going to do with a shotgun. I think I'll pass.
Authorization granted. Please stand by. Intelligent system analytic computer.
So obviously I've gone a little bit quiet there, purely because just the vibe of turning that computer on, the music in the background. It's quite effective in pulling you into the world that you're playing in. I really do rate it. I think Ubisoft have done a fantastic job. Ubisoft is just a publisher, aren't they? Massive entertainment. Honest developers that made this game, top level stuff. It really is, because I do feel like I'm in the world. I'm going to use my drone here anyway. I've got a spawn on my left, that door there, so I need to be careful. And I want that drone to take out the purple sniper, or at least distract him, which it's doing its job. I can come over here and deal with these two. And again, as you can see, I'm utilising my drone so I can flank. And it's working really well. You can see I'm switching sides of my aiming. Now that's quite a nice little feature. You can press shift on your keyboard for that. I don't know what it is on console. I find that quite useful because there are situations where you do need to shoot from the left side or the right side. This room has another higher level enemy in it, but we can zoom through it. Quite a straightforward little thing. Now what I'm going to do now that the elite has popped in the level... He's still at level 3, but he's an elite. He's yellow. I'm going to use my drone to distract him. So the drone's just going to pound him constantly while I deal with the little guys. Every time I come back over, I pop his a chain, the ammo chain on his weapon. Not all elites have the same weak point, but he has an ammo chain, and that stops him shooting. He has to reload every time. It takes him ages. And while he's doing that, you can do damage to him quite easily. You reload your gun, put some armor on. There's the agent we're trying to save. He's dead. Rest in peace. Not a very nice fall. Again, just another area to clear out. We are heading towards the boss room now. Some of these guys should have special abilities, and they don't use them, which I'm really happy about. That's that purple guy up there should use an explosive car, but doesn't. Makes my life much easier. Grenaders, if you shoot them as you're about to shoot one, bang, just like when you shoot their pack. So if anyone's around them, that's really nice. I would focus on special enemies, especially grenaders, because they have this honing thing. They can really hone in on you, and it's just the grenades are so powerful. So again, we're in the boss room now. You've seen the green light from that sniper was him trying to blind me, so don't look at that. I've set the drone to attack him, and I'm making sure it's going to attack him. Now, and that's when I can go and focus on all the little guys. Now you can see I got disorientated there from killing that guy with hitting his weak point. And you can see how easy that was to mop up all the enemies while my drone was focusing on the guy that could damage me quite a lot. So that is the end of that mission. We're heading towards the base of operations now because we have finished Jefferson Trade Center. We've had an upgrade to the base of operations, and you do see the upgrades as you walk round. And of course, I've now unlocked my second skill. As a hardcore Iron Man, it's pretty clear I'm going to pick the hive that can revive me. However, I will be unlocking the Crusader shield at some point because that shield is absolutely fantastic for moving through content in solo. You can use most of your main weapons with it, no problem. So that's the end of the video. I'm not sure where we're going next, but tune in to see episode 3 soon.